All right, everyone, wow. Just wow. If you didn't watch HFC 23 last night, you missed, I don't even know what to call it. It was one of the most history-making nights this promotion has ever seen. Seriously. We've got a lot to break down, so let's just get right into it. And I'm not just talking about a few good fights here. What we saw last night was a complete seismic shift in the balance of power. I'm telling you, the HFC landscape today looks nothing like it did yesterday. Okay, so where do we even begin? We have to start with the main event, right? It's the fight that has the entire community buzzing. We had the legend, Mark Harrison, defending his lightweight MMA title against probably the most anticipated debut in HFC history, Ruger Brummer. I mean, just look at this tale of the tape. It's insane. You've got Harrison, the face of the HFC, a guy with 15 PPV main events, going up against a fighter with a 0-0 record. On paper, it's a blowout. But we all knew Ruger Brummer wasn't just some random debutant, right? This is the guy who's cornered monsters like Cade Scott and Jimmy Lynn. We knew he was going to be tough, but I don't think anyone, and I mean anyone, could have predicted what was about to happen. And this is how fast it happened. It was a blink and you miss it situation. Harrison comes out, does his thing, throws that flashy tornado kick, but Brummer, man, he was on a mission. He had one thing on his mind. He literally walked through a spinning back kick just to get inside and grab Harrison. And the second he got the fight to the mat, it was game over. That's all it took.
So yeah, first round, his debut fight in the HFC. And Ruger Brummer is the new lightweight MMA champion. We are looking at a potential submission of the year, and for sure the most dominant debut we have ever seen. It's just unbelievable. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
But the craziness didn't just stop with the main event. That shockwave, it rippled through the entire card. We saw some huge things happen in the co-main and the featured bout too. Yeah, so in the co-main, Michael Voller got his hands on some gold in, well, a pretty unique and honestly a brutal way. And then, in the featured fight, Cade Scott looked like an absolute world beater. He put on the performance of his life. Let's talk about Fuller's submission. This was just nasty. No choke, no armbar, no joint lock. He just got into top mount and drove his knee straight into Damian Kari's solar plexus. Just pure, agonizing pressure until Kari had to tap because he couldn't breathe. That's how Michael Fuller became the new heavyweight grappling champion. You almost never see that finish. It was wild. And then there was Cade Scott. Man, what can you even say? The guy looks like a completely different fighter. His striking has evolved tenfold. It's not even funny. He came out and just dismantled Dallas Littlejohn in that first round, so much so that he got the first 10-8 round in HFC history. That one round just set the tone, and he went on to win a clear decision. Just an incredible performance. Okay, so we have a new lightweight champ, a new heavyweight grappling champ, and a rejuvenated Cade Scott. What does all this chaos mean for the bigger picture? Well, you just have to look at the rankings to see the earthquake that just happened. So going into last night, this is what the pound-for-pound list looked like. No surprises here. Mark Harrison sitting right at number 1, the undisputed king of the HFC. It's been that way for a long, long time. But check this out. Total chaos, an absolute earthquake in the rankings. Harrison drops all the way down to number 4. Ruger Brummer, the guy with one fight, debuts at number 3. That's never happened before. Michael Fuller's big win shoots him up to number 2. And get this, because of all the shakeup, Elijah Crockett is now the new pound-for-pound number 1 fighter in the world, and he didn't even have to throw a punch. And if we zoom in on the lightweight MMA division itself, this was Mark Harrison's kingdom. He defended that belt twice, he looked unstoppable, it was his division, period. And now look, the king is now the number 1 contender. He's looking up at the new champ, Ruger Brummer. The whole division has just been flipped upside down. Every single one of these guys, their whole world just changed overnight. There's a new name at the top of the mountain. So what does this all mean, big picture? We're talking legacy here. We're talking about the history books. Because this one night just blew the whole greatest of all time debate wide open again. I mean, look, for years, it's been the era of the old guard, right? Harrison, Dylan Wells, they have all the title wins. They've been the top dogs forever. But last night at HFC 23, we saw the first huge crack in that foundation. 2 new champions were crowned in a single night. You know, for as long as I can remember, the GOAT conversation started and ended with Mark Harrison. And yeah, 8 title wins is still the record, but losing like that, A first-round submission to a guy in his debut, that puts a huge asterisk on his legacy. It just has to. It changes everything.
And now look at the names we have to talk about. Elijah Crockett is the new #1 pound for pound. Ruger Brummer is the undefeated phenom who just took out the king. You've got Michael Fuller, this dominant new champ in the heavyweight division. And you know who else this is good for? The retired undefeated Caden Allen. His legacy of getting out while on top looks even better today after seeing what happened to Harrison. So here's the bottom line. The era of one guy ruling the HFC is over. It's done.
So, HFC 23 wasn't just another night of fights. It was the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. The whole landscape has been reset. The old guard has been toppled. So the only question left is, who's going to rise up and define this next chapter for the HFC? I really want to know what you all think, so drop your takes in the comments. Man, what a night. Thanks for tuning in.